Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sunil Few, ladies and gentlemen. Before starting off, as you might see from the title and thumbnail of this video, today we are going to be seeing the iPhone 14 Pro lineup, ladies and gentlemen. General iPhone 14, the new launch, the new year of Apple, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you all the good things as well as the bad things and the interesting things that have come with the iPhone 14. So, let's hit the street. Ready, ladies and gentlemen? But before that, let's roll the intro, shall we? So ladies and gentlemen, as I told you before, we are going to be checking the iPhone 14 lineup. So as far as I have seen on the internet, as well as the Twitter followers on 9to5Mac, if you are not following him there, he's the only guy that gives you proper Apple updates, ladies and gentlemen. So I was checking out what and all highlights were there. Obviously I was unable to see the full Apple launch event, so that's why I couldn't talk more about the iOS 16 software as well as the new iPhone 14s that have been launched. But as far as I've heard, as far as I've seen from the highlights as well as to the feed, to the feed, there are 4 lineup of phones. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section below that, but that's the iPhone 14, the 14 Pro, the 14 Pro Max, as well as another iPhone 14 mini or something like that. I'm not sure about the models, ladies and gentlemen, but as of right now, as you can see on the screen right now, this is the Apple India site, ladies and gentlemen. So we got obviously the new iPhone 14 as well as the new 14 Pro. I'm not sure if there is a 14 Pro Max that is going to be coming to India, but as far as the things that are happening right now, the iPhone 14 Pro has a lot of things to offer, ladies and gentlemen. First and foremost, I think it's gonna be starting with 140 something like that, and these are the colors that are available, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously we got the gold, the old silver, as well as the space black. I'm a huge fan of Apple's black as well as the green color, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a huge fan of the new deep purple that is that is shown on this screen, ladies and gentlemen, because that looks kind of girlish. But this is my iPhone 11 Pro, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually a deep green or a matte green version, a frosted green version. I really like that version. So first and foremost, obviously we got the sizes, ladies and gentlemen, 6.1 as well as a 6.7, ladies and gentlemen. Well, the first and foremost thing that I was really intrigued to see was the new interface that they are calling as the dynamic island, ladies and gentlemen. So basically all these years, ladies and gentlemen, I always thought that the screen the notch on top of the iPhone 11 Pros, the 12s or the 13s are useless, ladies and gentlemen. They contain nothing except the front cameras as well as the front cameras as well as the optical sensor, laser lights and all those other things. But I'm not a huge fan of it. I was always wondering whether Apple is going to be making a huge step forward in changing something about the the notch. But obviously in the world of notches, there are so many different types of notches, ladies and gentlemen. We got this notch as well as the other Android phone which has the the round one, the square one. Some are even under the display without a notch. So that's the features that I'm going with. But Apple, ladies and gentlemen, always do something epic. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, my camera got cut off. But Apple does always something epic, ladies and gentlemen, that they bring out a new screen that is obviously first and front in the entire phone industry, ladies and gentlemen. They actually bought a screen on the notch which helps you in everything, ladies and gentlemen, whether it be a notification, your lock screen, your music. As you can see on the screen, this is how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously I show you a video on working of the dynamic island. Obviously it has been launched today, and there are going to be a lot of reviews on the internet about that, ladies and gentlemen. And also the first and foremost feature of this is they introduced the new just give me a second. Stupid ads, ladies and gentlemen, stupid ads. So they obviously given the I forgot. Always on display, ladies and gentlemen, and also the Pro 120Hz display, which can be switched over to 1 Hz when there's the always on display is on, as well as combined with the iOS 16 software on the iPhone, ladies and gentlemen. It is truly remarkable once on the it looks as well as it feels more premium, ladies and gentlemen. So that's one thing I really like about it. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. That's the feature. And what else? So as usual, ladies and gentlemen, 120 hertz display. The first and foremost next are going to be the cameras, ladies and gentlemen. Camera is the number one thing that we are going to be seeing. As well as you can see, options are the same, ladies and gentlemen. Height I already told you, 6.7-inch displays. The chip is obviously changed from the A16. As far as I've seen from the internet, they say that they compared this generation of the A16 Bionic chip with the A13, which came a few years back. I don't know why, but still we got the camera system, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the most updated versions of the iPhone 14. So as far as you know, ladies and gentlemen, all the iPhone models that have come till date, right, have only 12 megapixel cameras. Well, other companies, other Android phones such as the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, or as well as the normal Samsung Galaxy FEs or the Hawaii's, whatever they're called, Xiaomi's, they're bringing out with some absolutely astronomical values of cameras, ladies and gentlemen, such as 100 megapixels, 200 megapixel. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra, for example, comes with a 100 megapixel camera. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Apple was thinking, you know what? We need to do that, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies and gentlemen, they introduced this year, ladies and gentlemen. This has a 48 megapixel f1.7 aperture, ladies and gentlemen, main camera. As well as it got obviously a 12 megapixel ultra wide and a 13 mil, normal standard zoom focus lens. A 2x telephoto lens, and all the other things that you can see right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the same as the 30 Pro Max. It obviously got Apple RAW as well as the other things. They even showed a lot of videos on the internet shooting with, they even shoot a cinema with it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously you can find it, you might have seen it, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously these are the video recording features of it. 24, 25, 30 as well as 60 frames per second, 1080 at 60, 720 at 30, 4K HDR, 2.8K, all the other things are available, ladies and gentlemen. And also they introduced a new feature called as the action on the cameras, ladies and gentlemen. So these are some of the camera specs, as well as you might have seen the the dynamic island, which they are calling it. So now we are going to be seeing what the phone actually looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously there are no review units as of right now out on the market, but Marcus Browning has got some things that needs to show you, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, as you can see right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the new iPhone 14 Pro. It looks cool, it looks stylish, it looks small.
But typically, when you're testing, don't let anyone know you're breaking the end. And this is still new with the phone. Fine, but also this one, then the baseline iPhone 14,
so
because this one actually gets a silicon upgrade to the new A16.
So
you could tell though, when they gave the price point straight so far, it's benchmarked very similar to an A15 by performance, fluid animations, and a pretty reliable all-day battery life from both the 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max. But I'm going to get more into battery.
The iPhone 14 Pro in the US market
also
with
technically
an
new to the
eSIM option,
internals
not
is
another
a
SIM
new set of
option.
sensors. It's
So
an
this is
improved
only an
gyroscope
eSIM
and a better
option,
accelerometer
but
to be able to tell if you've been in a car crash or not.
So that's one good
Crash
news
detection.
and bad news.
Cool feature.
We'll
So it'll
see
detect
how
if you've
Apple
been in a car crash or not,
expands
and
in
then
the
if you
further
don't respond to
upcoming
the prompts
days,
on the
whether it's
screen,
gonna
it'll
be
automatically
launching
call
it
emergency services.
to other countries with an
Great.
eSIM, because
I'm not
if
going to
eSIM
test
is
that.
gonna come,
I'm
ladies and gentlemen,
sure
it's not gonna be a
some
big
other
one,
YouTubers
on
will
the
find a
market,
way to test it.
whether it
But
be India
actually, my
or other
question really
countries
was
also,
like, okay,
because
if you're
India
going to test
not a
it,
full forward
what sort of
in the
things do you
eSIM
test?
market,
And I
ladies
guess
and gentlemen.
the
We
answer
have
is
only the
accidental
normal SIM,
triggers.
ladies
Like, you
and
know how
gentlemen. So
if you run up a flight of
actually
stairs or
runs
something and you have
on
automatic
the
workout
BSNL
detection on
4G,
the
ladies
Apple
and
Watch,
gentlemen.
it'll
My
go,
dad's
oh,
runs
have
on
you started a
4G.
workout?
These are the two big giants, as well as the Reliance company, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot about that. These are the three giant companies that are running in India. So there are no eSIMs that are available in India.
That's something else, like a car crash might have happened. Maybe you've
so
got a
that's one
deep
thing
brain
we
case
need
on
to
it, and you
see.
just
As well as there are
drop it on the
some
floor or
new
something. I
updates
don't know,
on
hits
the
the ground hard
iPhones
enough, thinks it
antenna,
might
ladies and
crash.
gentlemen. It seems
But then, the more you look at it, the more you realize there's a bunch of different
with
sensors.
no cellular network, obviously this can help you. It seems they are telling you that this can help you find a good satellite and call for the rescue helpers. So that's one good news that is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen. So let me explain you might have not gotten it. So basically, let's say if you're hiking out of town, or you are at a place driving your sports cars around, and there are no cell towers, obviously. So what do you do, ladies and gentlemen, if you're stuck in horrendous situations? Maybe your leg is broke, or you maybe got into an accident, or maybe you're not feeling well. Without cell service, you are not able to call any of the emergency service. Well, the iPhone has got you covered, ladies and gentlemen. It seems that the iPhone has a signal, it has a signal locator which allows you to locate with the nearest satellite above space and help you make an emergency call. They actually show that on the Apple's website, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, if you do want to see that also, I'll show you a lot of things about that.
Your GPS location was going 60 miles an hour until it hit 0 miles an hour.
And also the new crash detection feature, which is obviously an old one because it is already available on the, the Apple Watch, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, you might have noticed if you own an Apple Watch, ladies and gentlemen, if you do fall, if you do get a heart attack, the watch detects your fall with a G sensor approximation and informs your relatives as well as your emergency contacts as well as the emergency authority. So this is now in the iPhone 14 Pro, ladies and gentlemen. So if you get an accident, well, it detects a crash and calls the emergency contacts as well as the emergency services for you. So that's one good feature about that, ladies and gentlemen. And what next is going to be there on that internal software? I already told you about that, ladies and gentlemen. Everything and the display
displays respectively. So there's still excellent 6.1 inch and 6.7 inch OLED displays respectively. So there's still excellent displays on paper with slightly thinner bezels that you won't notice.
Obviously 5G, if it's coming to India, I'm the first one that going to be testing it, ladies and gentlemen.
And an even higher, brighter 2000 nits peak brightness that you absolutely will notice when looking at the phone on.
So that's one good thing about that, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, what and all with the display, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, I'm just skipping over all the parts of the video because I already seen the full entire video of this, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to see this video for yourself, his links are down in the description below, or it will appear on the screen right now. So
around it. So just how.
So these are the display features I already told you about, ladies and gentlemen. Cameras. Let's get into the camera section. As I told you before, it has a
23 minutes on stage at the September event talking about the iPhone 14 Pro, and 7 of those minutes, about 33%, were just talking about the camera.
Wow.
And so this is the biggest change, at least on paper, that's been made to the iPhone camera in many years. Look at this graph. This is a graph of the megapixel count of every iPhone camera since they first came out. They've been confidently repeating the 12 megapixel sensor since the iPhone 6S. But this year we got a leap, we got the leap. The primary camera on the iPhone 14 Pro is now a new 48 megapixel sensor. It's 65% larger than the one we had on the 12 Pro. It has a second generation focus shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels, what the new 48 megapixel shutter time.
So as you can see right now, these are some of the camera
conditions. And it lets me take low light photos with a shorter shutter time, which is very convenient. But the larger sensor also gives you a really nice, shallow, natural depth of field without portrait mode, more than we've ever seen from an iPhone camera. Now, other phones I've seen do this just as well, but it presents a new set of challenges like fringing and autofocus. But I've been very impressed with how well the iPhone deals with both. Not a whole ton of fringing on close-up subjects, and 100% coverage with focus pixels.
So, as of right now, the focus modes 1x, which is the normal, 5x is for the ultra wide, 2x
has been pretty locked in on tracking subjects and megapixel sensor. Also anything less than 3x would have been before on iPhones because it was cropping into an already 12 megapixel.
Okay, so there are some new cool features about the camera system, ladies and gentlemen. So, what is going to be my take on the new iPhone 14 Pro, ladies? So, ladies and gentlemen, my take on the iPhone 14, whether it's going to be an epic one or it's just going to be another stock of the patch. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as of right now, the cameras are out on the market. Sorry about that, I'm out of focus. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I told you before, we're gonna see that as of right now with the things that I've seen on the internet, it's obviously absolutely perfect, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a huge Apple fan, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I'm using a heavy bit of Apple technology at my home. The thing that I'm streaming right now is plugged into an Apple iMac, ladies and gentlemen. The laptop that I'm using is actually an Apple a laptop, ladies and gentlemen. My phone is an Apple. I have an Apple Watch. I have an Apple AirPods Pro, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a huge fan of an Apple, ladies and gentlemen, since the beginning, because they do things a little bit late, but they do things correctly, even though they are late, ladies and gentlemen. That's one thing. So we're gonna see when it comes to the, obviously to the showrooms outside in India, we're gonna see if it works, as well as we're gonna see how it behaves with the new 50 megapixel camera. But do drop what did you like about this video and what should I react to next, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously As told before, ladies and my Instagram @Sunil7, Twitter @Sunil7, both are links down in the description below. You can obviously see it. But that's all for today's video. I hope you like this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you on the next episode of Sunil Show. Until then, it's your boy Sunil signing off. Take care and peace.